Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. Palestine. Palestine. Palestine.
Carry on doing what you're doing, carry on assembling, carry on raising your voice. And for the people who think it doesn't work, remember a ceasefire was achieved in just a couple days. Just a couple days. Where have you seen that in the world? Where bombs and bullets, beating children can be changed in just a couple of days from people raising their voices in different ways across the nation to make a real impact. Just
40 towns and cities across the UK today organised by the Palestine Solidarity Campaign. But this is a campaign that has solidarity support from our comrades in the Black Lives Matter movement. And this morning Joshua Virasamy from Black Lives Matter was due to be with us. He wasn't able to be, he's unwell, but he sent us a statement and he's asked me to read out this poem to all of you. It's a poem by June Jordan. June Jordan, who symbolises the power of the black radical tradition. And she says this: I need to speak about home. I need to speak about living room, where the land is not bullied and beaten into a tombstone. I need to speak about living room, where the talk will take place in my language. I need to speak about living room, where my children will grow without horror. I need to speak about living room, where the men of my family between the ages of 6 and 65 are not marched into a roundup that leads to the grave. I need to talk about living room, where I can sit without grief, without wailing aloud for my loved ones, where I must not ask, where is Abu Fadi? Because he will be there beside me. I need to talk about living room, because I need to talk about home. I was born a black woman, and now I am become a Palestinian, against the relentless laughter of evil. There is less and less living room. And where are my loved ones? It is time to make our way home. June Jordan. Thank you to Joshua for standing in solidarity with us today. Now let me just say something personal as a Palestinian. I walked into this store last week to suss out the terrain, if you like, and I saw on a pillar in the middle of this store the words 1948, which is when Puma was formed. And there's a statement that says, we, Puma, live according to the values that led us to establish this company in 1948. Values that speak to their support for racial equality. Well, let me tell you something about 1948. In the year that Puma was formed, my grandparents and most of my extended family who lived in West Jerusalem were forced to flee from their homes into exile. My grandparents were never allowed home. They died in exile. Why? Because they were Palestinians. They were amongst 750,000 Palestinians who were expelled from their homes. Why? Because Israel wanted to establish a state in which the majority would be Jewish, and where that majority would be granted privileged rights over the Palestinians that remained. And since then, Israel has established a system that even Israel's leading human rights organisation, B'Tselem, that even now, Human Rights Watch, one of the largest human rights monitoring bodies in the world, and let me tell you that even now, in September, Amnesty International will be producing a report, all coming to the same conclusion. This is apartheid. So I say to Puma, you cannot pick and choose whether or not you stand for racial equality. You cannot claim to stand for racial equality once you sponsor the Israeli Football Association that supports Israel's illegal Testament, and therefore is a key cornerstone in the system of apartheid that has been established over the Palestinian people. Now we are here not just because of what we oppose, but because of what we stand for. The principles of freedom, justice and equality matter, because we believe that a crime, an injustice against anyone, anywhere, is an injustice against people everywhere. That is why we say in our thousands and in our millions, we are all Palestinians! Thousands in our millions! We are all Palestinians! So we're not going to go away. We're not going to go away, Puma. We will keep campaigning. And to those of you who say, well, boycotts don't work, consider this. Consider this. Before Puma had the contract to sponsor the Israeli Football Association, Adidas had that contract. And in 2018, after pressure from over 200 Palestinian sports associations and football clubs, after pressure from the Palestinian-led boycott, divestment and sanctions movement, Adidas quietly dropped that contract. So we're not going away. We are going to say to you, Puma, live up to the values you espouse, and we will keep calling you out. We will call you out for your complicity. And we won't stop. We won't stop until Israel's system of settler colonialism, occupation and apartheid is dismantled brick by brick, until the Palestinian people enjoy what is our birthright: freedom, justice and equality in our historic homeland. Free, free! Palestine! 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 Boycott! Boycott!